Logano's going to have one more corner to do something with Sellers. He's really going to have to send it in, and he does. On the bottom, sweeps up, hits Sellers, slam in the wall. Here comes Kovaluk. Logano makes it first to the flag.
There's Peyton getting out of the Jigaloo car.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's just not the least
Physically
pleased. And who can blame him? So, who's the winner? Joey Logano was first across the line, and right behind him came Matt Kovaluk.
Peyton Sellers is not walking back towards the garage right now. David Mayhew says, I want to get out of the way.
Nope, Sellers is walking toward Logano. Here comes the ambulance. And he's right in there for a word with the young driver who came first across the line. Look at the right side of Logano's car. That's pretty all used up. Now here's the word from NASCAR.
We know that the 08 of Logano crossed the line first.
We don't know that he is the winner,
That's
however.
right.
All right, here's the word. Joey Logano has been penalized for rough riding. Matt Kovaluk has won the Toyota All-Star Showdown.
Well, I mean, it depends on when you look at it. You know, I mean, you get fenced 5 laps before that, and you're just trying to get your spot back. Didn't stick the way I thought it was. You know, I was trying to get up there, and then it looks like he just kind of caught me in the right rear, and I didn't quite get it. And then that kind of nosed me in the fence, fenced everyone, and it's just a tough deal. You know, I mean, it's you know, it's the All-Star race. You're no points, no nothing, going for the gusto, and you know, between the 3 of us, we were racing hard there at the end, and yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to try it, and you know, I mean, I didn't mean to, you know, put him in the fence. I was just trying to get a big run and trying to get there, and then just too far.
Still waiting to hear you tell me whether it was a fair call or not.
I mean, obviously, I'd rather be in victory lane. I crossed the finish line first, but you know, I mean, but it is what it is. It's NASCAR's call, but you know, we came out here for one reason, that's to win, and I feel like we did that, but we don't have a trophy.
Okay, thanks.
You know, it's a lot of maturity there for 18 years.
Yeah, it really was.
You know, even though the car wouldn't stay under him, and he got up and into Peyton Sellers, a big wreck for Peyton, and a big win for Matt Kovaluk.
I tell you, it's frustrating. I just got to thank God. You know, God's the reason we're here, and you need him times like this the most. So, you know, I just got to thank Jigaloo for coming out and helping us this weekend, and hopefully it's the start of something good here. Everybody knows we had the best car here at the end of the race, and we just muscled our way around all night and got to where we needed to be with the last couple hundred yards to go. So, you know, it's just one of those things. It's unfortunate. HC, all the guys worked really hard. I just got to thank, you know, everybody that helped us get here. I've got a lot of volunteer help and a lot of people back up in Virginia tonight watching, supporting us. So, you know, it's frustrating, but we'll pick up where we left off and come back and race hard coming up this year.
What did you say to Joey when you walked up to his window?
You know, I just told him that I asked him first off, I just asked him if he done it to, you know, if I did it to him last year. We were in exactly the same situation last year, and I didn't wreck him. You know, I didn't feel like he deserved it, and obviously he didn't have the same respect for me this year. So, you know, it's frustrating. I hate it. I don't want to badmouth him at all because he's obviously a young driver. He's got some big shoes to fill this year, and he's going to have a hard time doing that on Sunday afternoons this year. So, you know, we're just going to hold our head up, be the better person about it, and carry on and do what's right about it.
Basically instigated some contact. There he is. He's still leaning on him. Well, this could be fun.
There's the end result. We don't have exactly how it started.
Well, where we showed those guys arguing about that space up there was in the chicane inner loop part of the racetrack at the bus stop there, and this was coming out of there. So we can only speculate, but you got to think that something along those lines took place.
Apparently we got in a little grudge match after he cut down my tire, and he decided to recommend the caution, which is it's not real cool, I think, you know, putting someone in danger to wreck under caution, and he gets lucky enough to get the lucky dog after all that. So it's a pretty raw deal to race someone. It's pretty stupid. If you can't fix stupid, it's forever. So, you know, you remember that, you put it in your memory bank, but I tell you what, it's a pretty wrong way to race somebody.
Greg Biffle, 16, sliding to the inside of Logano for the top spot. These guys look like they're trying to find room on the apron to run and find some into the wall.
That definitely flat spot, the right side, or flat side, the right side of that 20. That's going to definitely take some speed away from him.
He said he was going to do it on the radio. Think he'd actually do it. Put me in the wall. Hit my left front fender and put me in the wall. Yeah, he got on the radio and said he hopes we better have dollies here. Sit down, Corbett.
And then another one was an issue that said that Biffle said something about, well, he sucked me into it.
And after the race on Saturday, Joey Logano's father, Tom, confronted Biffle. And as a result, NASCAR pulled the senior Logano's annual credential. We had our own little version of a Hollywood soap opera.
It's the battle for fifth. Joey Logano has it. Kevin Harvick wants it. Logano hugging the bottom. Harvick gives him a little nudge. Now Harvick goes high. Can't get it done. Gonna try the high side again. And Logano, for the first time today, somebody's been able to hold somebody off on the low line.
Yeah, so far, but here comes Harvick now. He's still working that outside. I think he really does want that outside groove. He's not going to try it on the bottom. And Harvick's still working Logano on the outside, or trying to get on the outside of Logano.
That is for sixth. All right, let's go back and show you what happened at the end of the race. There's Joey Logano out of the car, because all we saw was the tail end of it. And here is Kevin Harvick, and this was 4-5. Whoa, boy, Kevin, bump and run, baby. Harvick gets 5th, and Logano gets dumped to 14th. Well, the guy said it in countdown. Until he starts pushing back, people are going to keep pushing him. For Harvick, his 123rd top 5, tying Tommy Houston.
I just raced with him, and you know, he kept chopping me, and I got in there and just got in the back of him a little bit, and hate that happened. Good day for our Ream Chevrolet, and you know, you just got to have a lane to race, so you got to do what you got to do.
Sounds like Bristol, guys.
So I'm sure that if you talk to Logano, you will get a different story, but we can been told he has chose not to comment at this time. Jamie Little asked him, and Joey obviously wants to take a few moments and gather his thoughts.
Now, sometimes in this situation, you're just better off not saying exactly what's on your mind at this time.
But they just about have to stop when they get into the corner like that, and you can see as we'll pan back to the front.
Oh, he got into him. Logano around. Can he save it? He is unable to. Caution. And the caution came out right as Denny Hamlin was crossing the start-finish line to get the white flag.
They're all coming above you.
Oh, look at Logano. Pulls right up to Harvick. A 2.5-mile speedway with short track characteristics and short track tempers when the race is over.
Yeah. You know, and here's Joey's team trying to keep him calm down, and this is probably best. That's Joey's dad.
Joey's dad's
Go in
there and tell him.
That's why Joey's dad's got his hard card pulled a couple of times. Let me just go ahead and say that. Yeah, but
no, you know what? He needs to do this. He needs to vent. I mean, he's been taken out so many times at the end of a race, whether it's a nationwide race or whatever. And, you know, he should be mad.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this in Joey's defense. You know, they were just racing, and I probably spoke too soon. I don't think it was Harvick's fault. I don't think it was Joey's fault. But Joey has to stand up for himself at some point in time. You know what I mean? We saw, you know, Burton last week say, I'm not going to take it anymore. I think you're seeing Joey say, I'm not going to take this anymore, especially from Kevin Harvick, because he and Kevin just seem to find their place, same place on the racetrack all the time.
Yeah. Like I said, it was tight racing. You're at the end of the race, but you're absolutely right, Kyle. He has got he's got to man up on some of these guys, because you're going to get pushed around in this business until you do.
Until you do, man. Until you do. Earnhardt and those guys were the best at nudging you, rubbing you, leaning on you.
It's disappointing, to be honest with you. It's you know, we had a top 5 run going with the Home Depot Toyota, and that's for us here. That was going to be awesome, and I was pretty pumped up about it. And racing 29, and he let me go in the middle of the straightaway, and decided to dump me in the next turn. I don't know what his deal is with me, but it's probably not his fault. You know, his wife wears a fire suit in the family, tells him what to do, so it's probably not his fault.
What's it going to take to cool this feud down between the two of you?
I don't know. I'm going to go to NASCAR Hauler, and I guess they're going to tell me what I'm supposed to do, so we'll just have to see.
What did Coach Gibbs and JD say to you?
Just tell me to calm down. You know, when we finished 13th, you know, I mean, we rallied back from 30th in 2 laps, so that was, I mean, at least we got something out of it. You know, it's not a top 5 like we should have finished, but, you know, it is what it is. It's just ridiculous that I don't know what I've ever done to him off, but he's apparently stupid.
Joey, you unloaded a lot of emotion when you came out of the car there. What are you thinking about that? Did you show too much, or are you okay with that?
No, he needs to know how I feel. No one lets me go up and talk to the guy. You know, I mean, you get out of the car, you want to talk to the guy, see what's going on, and there's 6,000 crew members around you that you can't go up and talk to them. So, I mean, I don't know how he's supposed to settle something if you can't even talk to the guy, which there's no talking to him anyway.
Joey, thanks for talking to us. Here's what Kevin Harvick had to say.
Nothing like the raw emotion.
Kevin Harvick, you end up with a 4th place finish, but tell us about the contact with the 20.
Yeah, I got in there, and we just wound up getting together. Just 2 cars going in the same space at one time. I just got to thank everybody. On my Shell Pennzoil Chevy, they did a great job today. We had a solid car. Kind of got stuck back there in the middle of the pack with the pit strategy, but all in all, our car was good all day.
How about that pretty good points day for you?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the car was good, and that's the way we have to be. All the tracks that, you know, we seem to struggle at in the past have been really good for us, and to go to these racetracks and run in the top 5 every week is what we're looking for.
This has not been historically your best racetrack.
No, it hadn't been, but today it was really good.
See Logano get a little bit loose on the inside right here. It's going to get even more loose. As that car goes around to the outside, it kind of sucks the back end around. It gets into Ryan Newman and sends him spinning.
Yeah, Ryan Newman didn't hit anything, but he had a lot of damage just from those tires sliding so far. They went flat. He had at least a couple of flat tires. See, not much damage from the contact. But by the time Newman got to pit road, he had torn up quite a bit of stuff, and hopefully he'll be okay once they get the tires on.
If I had clean air, I think I would have been fine. Didn't really do much of anything. I don't know which way to go with it. You were definitely faster than me. You're all right there. Just shake it off. Don't worry about it.
Drivers who were involved in a crash about 3/4 of the way through the race. Joey Logano on the left, or now on the right, and Ryan Newman on the left, having a post-race talk it out between them, and one trying to explain and one not looking like he's all that happy with the explanation. And as they continue to talk, it doesn't look like the conversation is going all that well, and with all those cameras around, that's probably something that their sponsor types would rather they take inside a truck somewhere. But officials stepping in there and saying, okay, boys, we let you have at it for a while. Now we've had enough.
I was just wondering why he races everyone so hard all the time. You know, I'm not the only one that says it every week. And, you know, of everyone out there, he's the hardest one to pass. And I don't understand why when there's 70 laps to go at a 2-mile racetrack. It's a long ways to go. And, you know, if someone races me clean, I race him back. You know, me and Junior did it early in the race. He passed me, and he's trying to pass the cars in front of me. I helped him pass him. I got back to him, he let me go. You know, it's just kind of how this, I found that it works. And if you give someone respect, you get that back. But he just races everyone hard. I mean, you asked his boss, Tony Stewart, you know, I mean, he races him hard. I don't understand it, but, you know, he's been doing it a lot longer than me. So, I don't know. I tried to talk to him about it, but I don't know. I didn't get nowhere.
Racing purists might say the idea is to stay ahead of the other guy, but you think it's misplaced.
Well, you know, there's a time to race. You know, when you're running 400 miles, 500 miles, why do we got to race each other, you know, so early in the race? You know, so it's just frustrating, you know, when you're trying to get by someone at that point. You know, it wasn't a big deal whether we passed each other or not at that point, you know. So, you know, most times if faster cars behind me, I let him go, and hopefully I get that back later. But, you know, I've done it with him a lot, you know. So he's get behind me, I let him go. But he just, I don't know what to tell you. I wish I could talk to him and figure it out, but I think maybe I have to calm down first.
Gordon slipped up in turn 2, and Logano got right alongside him, but could go no further. And coming off 4, Logano jumps up in the groove right in front of Denny Hamlin, and wait for it. Wait for it. Pow.
What did we say when we were watching this? If he doesn't move Jeff Gordon, somebody's going to move him.
And that's exactly what happened with his ex-teammate from Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin, in the 11.
But Larry, you see that little tap and how absolutely on the edge these cars are?
All right, we've had some pit stops under this caution, Krista.
Live in Bristol, Tennessee, moments ago, post-race, that's Joey Logano. Remember, who got bumped by Denny Hamlin going over to Hamlin's car and wanting to talk with Denny about it. You see the crew from the Joe Gibbs team. They were former Joe Gibbs Racing teammates. And Michael Waltrip, you said that Logano wouldn't take the apology over the radio lightly, and the pushing is coming to shoving here.
Yeah, and we can see what happened. Joey Logano pulled up in front of Denny.
A lot of conversation a couple weeks ago after Phoenix on Twitter between yourself and Joey. Was this a carryover, what took place today?
No, it didn't have anything to do with that. Really, you got to control your car, and he slid up into me, and really he would have been in the garage with no radiator in it had I not checked up twice. So, I just, I meant to run into him, didn't mean to spin him out, but his day was fine. He still had a bad day anyway for whatever reason. So, it's just we finished bad. He finished bad. It's it's even.
What did he say inside the car?
He said he was coming for me. So I usually don't see him, so it's usually not a factor.
All right, thanks, Denny. Chris?
Wow, a shot. Well, in California next Sunday, we'll see if Logano can catch up with Hamlin, who led the most laps.
And boy, Tony Stewart is after Logano.
Well, I did see some punches thrown today. You can't say they're just pushing each other.
Tony, what angered you at the end of the race? What did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm gonna bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
That's been complaining about how everybody else is driving here, and then him to do that, it's a double standard. He makes the choice. He makes the decision to run us down there, and when you run a driver down there, then you take responsibility of what happens after that. So. He's a tough guy on pit road as soon as one of his crew guys gets in the middle of it. Until then, he's a scared little kid, and then he wants to sit there and throw a water bottle at me. So he's going to learn a lesson, and he can run his mouth on Twitter and stuff all he wants tonight. I got plenty of people that are going to watch for that, and but it's time he learns a lesson. He's run his mouth long enough. He sat there and done this double standard, and he's nothing but a little rich kid that has never had to work in his life. So he's going to learn with us working guys that had to work our way up how it works.
Just spoke to Tony Stewart. He was really angry. Tell us what happened on the restart.
Yeah, I had to throw the block there. That was a race for the lead, and I felt like if the 14 got underneath me, that was going to be the end of my opportunity to win the race. So I was just trying to protect the spot I had, and I was actually pedaling because I couldn't keep the 18 to the line. I was actually faster than 18 getting the tires hooked up. And then, I'm trying to stagger myself, make sure I don't beat him to the line, and then I had to block the 14th run because I was pedaling it. So I'll talk to him, and we'll see what happens. But, I don't know where I think he finished decent, so we'll talk about it some more.
Kyle Busch is 1 second back, Earnhardt 2.5 seconds, Carl Edwards is 2 back.
Hamlin is there, boys. He's there. He's stalking him. I believe Hamlin's a skosh better.
It seems like he has a bit of an advantage down in turn 1 and 2.
Teammates last year, rivals this year. Friends, maybe never. But Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin are going to settle this right now.
Well, Hamlin cut him some slack. He had a run on him. Oh, Hamlin. Joey got loose. He got a little sideways off the floor.
There you go.
Hamlin gave him a shot. 1 to go.
Outside, barely. Outside.
Hamlin there. Logano to the bottom, trying to hold his ground.
That's going to be tough, though. But he's been running good on the bottom. If he can just clear Hamlin right there.
No way. He's going to lose his momentum. They're going to touch hard. Are they going to make it?
Neck and neck.
Down the back, side by side.
Kyle Busch closing in.
Watch out for the third place car, Kyle Busch. He's looking.
Hamlin edges ahead. They get it. They touch. They touch, and here comes Kyle. Hamlin Logano on the wall. Hamlin spins down the racetrack, and Kyle Busch wins in California.
I thought they'd be nice to each other. They weren't. Hard impact on the 11 car, head on. I don't like the looks of that.
Hard hit to the inside wall for Hamlin. A bounce off the outside wall for Logano, and it ends in a shower of sparks.
I am not surprised. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but I'm not surprised.
.30.05 behind. Still down there. Still down there. Just wrecked. Freaking 33 came off the bottom and wiped us out. Slap the driver's side, coming to you right now. Flat tires somewhere.
Yeah, slowest car in the racetrack took us out. Go figure. Just, we had a pretty good auto trader forward. We're just doing what we can to hang in there. You know, we were obviously running second. Brad is really, really fast. He's definitely a car to beat right now. But we were just doing what we can with strategy, keeping our car up towards the front, running some good lap times, and felt like we could have a Penske 1-2 again, and then just kind of get taken out by the slowest car. I feel like there should be like a driver's test before you get out in a cup car and make sure you know how to drive before you drive one, but I don't know, I guess there isn't.
Will you go say anything to NASCAR about this?
Nah, I ain't gonna go nowhere. I mean, what am I gonna say? Yeah, you know, I mean, it's not NASCAR's fault that he slid up. That's the slowest car in the track. I don't know. If you can't control your stuff, don't even be out there. If you're 10 laps down, what are you doing? But you know, whatever. It is what it is. We got our 2 wins. We're in the chase. It's not the end of the world. We'll scavenge back together and go back there and run around and, I don't know, play around the rest of the day.
Yeah, when I said that I thought Harvick's car might be aerodynamically challenged getting into turn 3, I thought that's what put it up the racetrack. But I think you can see a lot like what Jamie McMurray was talking about. My car don't turn so good, my rear wheels are off the ground.
It is the 8th time that Matt Kenseth goes to victory lane at Daytona International Speedway, and now there will be a discussion.
You notice that Harvick hadn't taken his helmet off.
No, but I like that the crew members, while standing guard, they're content to let the 2 drivers talk it out. That'll be the end of that for now.
It's Kevin being Kevin, like he is the instigator, like everywhere else we go. So, New Year's, same stuff. But you know, it's trying to help, really, to be honest with you. You know, we had a run, he's gonna keep pushing, and apparently his car was tight. I was doing the same thing with the 78 all night, and it was working. But we got in the corner, and he got tight, and he got into the fence. And I was just trying to help, and he doesn't understand I was trying to help. I understand his frustration, but I was trying to help out and try to get to the front and try to win this thing. It's no points or anything like that. You know, you go for the win. The 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place doesn't mean anything. So we're just trying everything we can do.
I just told him I didn't appreciate it. You know, you know where you can push and how you can push and how far you can push, and you can't push them all the way into the corner up against the fence. So just proud of my Jimmy John's guys. They fixed the car and did everything they needed to do. It was a hell of a race tonight. But, you know, just really dumb driving there at the end. So you got to be aggressive, but you still got to use your head. You can't just detach it and lay it on the floorboard.
Right there, Matt Kenseth, he really lost his entire race car and is able to 22 to catch him.
Here comes the 22. He's closed the gap all over the back bumper now as they've caught the slower traffic. And around goes the 20, sideways in front of the 22. Kenseth slides, caution comes out.
I was clear, crazy said clear, and I checked, and I pulled up in front of him, and he just had me for 3 car lengths, lifted my rear tires off the ground, never lifted getting into one, just down me.
This is good hard racing, you know. We were racing each other really hard, and you know, I felt like I got fenced twice down the straightaways, and he raced me hard, so I raced him hard back, and that's just that's hard racing. That's the way I race. If I get raced like that, I'll race the same way. That's just how I've always been, and it'll always be that way. So I just really couldn't be more proud of this team, though. You know, to be sitting in such a great position going into Talladega makes us feel really, really good.
You have blocked some people from victory lane here today, including Matt. How do you feel about that strategy-wise going into round 3, the third race in this round?
The fact that we're the only team that can relax right now is going to pay big dividends when we get to Martinsville. Everyone else is a little bit nervous. Our goal is still to win the race, even though we were moved on to the next round. Our goal is still to win that race, and you know, try to get some guys nervous for next week. That's kind of the strategy.
Yeah, it's hard to drive the car with the rear tires off the ground. So, you know, I was moving around the best I could. Joey was a lot tighter, a lot faster on a short run, but we were so much better in a long run. And I could still kind of get up the top and get around and get around them and catching 2 lap cars. And crazy told me I was clear, and I pulled up in front of him, and you know, he just lifted my tires off the ground and wrecked me.
What will you talk to Joey about in regards to this incident?
Oh, I won't talk to Joey. I don't have anything to talk to him about, really. So, I mean, you make decisions every day. You make decisions every minute behind the wheel. To me, strategically, that doesn't seem like such a great decision for him. But it's the one he made, and that's how he wanted to win. So I'm one of the only guys I think that haven't been into it yet with Joey. And I've always raced him with a ton of respect. I've actually been one of his biggest fans. Certainly not anymore, but I always was. So, you know, it's a shame. I'm glad the car's not wrecked. We'll just go on Talladega.
Logano cuts in front of Kenseth, getting onto pit road, and they make contact. Afterwards, Kenseth was not impressed with the incident.
Tell that 22 I'm going to knock his out after the race. You tell him. Tell him to hide behind his daddy. He from the 3rd lane. I don't even think he was going to pit for right down in front of me and brake check me. Cancel, buddy. Cancel.
And Kenseth cleared by Logano. Maybe no. Kenseth takes him out. Logano into the wall. Caution comes out and the crowd roars.
Are you surprised?
Well, yeah, I thought, you know, I think what happened in Kansas is a completely different deal. You know, we were racing for the win, and, you know, he blocks you a few times, and you know, we raced hard, and he blocked me last time, and we spun out. That's what happened there. Here is just a complete coward move, especially for a championship race car driver and race team. Just complete coward. I don't have anything else to say. It's a chicken, you know what, move to completely take out the leader when your race is over, and you know, we'll move on. We're going to work hard, and we're going to get our car back out there, hopefully, and we just got to win.
Joey, between then and now, had you made any attempt at all to try to resolve the situation with Matt?
They won't let me get to him.
Well, it's a really disappointing day. I thought we were going to have a shot at the win there, and you know, they were jacking up the restart real bad to let each other and his teammates, which that's fine. And Brad went in there, and I got outside of Joey, and I was going to try to race him for the win, and Brad wiped me out for some reason. I'm not really sure why. And then we had so much damage on the right front. I should have probably just put it in the garage and just got into one and couldn't get it to turn, and ran Joey over. So disappointing end for sure.
Joey said it was a complete coward move on your part. Your reaction to that?
I don't have any comments for that.
There will be people who say there was intent involved, even though you said you had a right front go down. What's your comment to those folks?
Well, there's people who say a lot of things. The splitter was trying to take the ground and, you know, got into the corner and, you know, certainly ruined his day. I know what it's like to be that, too. You know, some days you're the bat, some days you're the ball. It's never fun when you're the ball. So, it's like I said, disappointing end to our chase. And, you know, he's got a couple races left. He's got the best car. He might get a couple wins here and still have a shot at it. So, certainly disappointed it came down to that, man. I was out there trying to race hard as I could for Dollar General and try to get the win. I really thought we were going to have a shot for a win before, you know, they got me the first time. So, disappointing to get wiped out twice in the last 4 weeks with a shot to win for sure.
Do you think this is over, or do you see another chapter maybe coming in retribution from him?
I don't know. I feel like every week's a new week. Go out and race, you know, do what you think is right, race as hard as you can, and just take it 1 week at a time. You know, so I don't know. I try to do the best I can. You never like to be in these situations. They really stink, to be honest with you, but sometimes you get put in these spots, and you know, you gotta try to keep respect in the garage area. You can't get yourself ran over. You can't get in the chase next to you and get ran over for the same reason. So, like I said, I hate the way it ended. Wish we were out there celebrating or having a shot for the win like we did before we got wrecked. So, disappointing day.
And this was earlier with 15 to go. Kenseth was bumped out of line. Then when he got back in, he was involved in the wreck with Danica Patrick, blaming Joey Logano for that. Remember last year he had the suspension, exacting a little revenge on him. Oh, Joey Logano, you know the history with him and Matt Kenseth. Kenseth, again, wrecking and saying Joey bumped him out of the line. This is him saying and warning Logano after the race moments ago. You can interpret what he's saying when the finger.
It's just, you know, it's unfortunate. We had a pretty decent car. I wouldn't say it's the fastest car out there. It took us all day to get towards the front, but we positioned ourselves well at the end there. I guess it was around 20 to go up there in the front row and actually up there in the lead. So I was proud of what our Shell Pennzoil team did. We worked hard all day, just unfortunately didn't end up as well as we'd like to. 2 days in a row, a couple big hits. So can't wait to get out of this place.